Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel legend celebrating 85 years of Marvel, Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue celebrating 85 years of Marvel. As in front of us today we have a Marvel Legends 2-pack done right, as it is two desirable upgrades to two characters that make sense when paired together. It is of course Iron Fist and Luke Cage, aka Power Man, and the box is full of interchangeable hands and heads and a few effect pieces. This is what we want to see more of in the Marvel Legends line. 2-packs done right with characters that make sense, and this is one of my most anticipated for the 85th anniversary lineup, as this is the new Avengers version of Iron Fist and Luke Cage. My mind's eye of these two characters, so I'm looking forward to getting this one. Very nicely done in the 85th anniversary packaging with that logo up top. On the back of the box we get no write-up or bio, as we know who these two are. No wave association, but two very nice comic images of the figures we have in the box. So let's waste no time and get it open. So here we have Luke Cage and Iron Fist out of the packaging with all of their accessories laid out on the table. Both of them come with a neutral expression out of the box and a more angry sort of fighting head, which I like. Both of them come with different hands, and Iron Fist actually comes with some flame effect pieces as well. So again, this is what we like to see. Lots of displaying options within the pack, and it's characters that need to be paired together, let's be honest. Now let me move all of that out of the way, as we will take a closer look. I'll get the tape measure out first and foremost, as Luke Cage should absolutely be taller than Danny Rand, and he is. So Luke Cage is about 7 inches, and Danny to the top of his head is about 6.5. So a good ½ an inch difference there. I really like that we've finally got Danny with his actual collar up, as that is definitely my mind's eye of Iron Fist. But this, as I mentioned, is new Avengers era. So during that run, Luke Cage wears different tank tops and t-shirts and different colours, but I'm glad that the Marvel Legend went with the yellow one, as it's more universal across different stories, and it's our mind's eye. I know I've said that about 8 times already in this video, but that's what these two characters are, and that's what I love about collecting. I like them being accurate to the source material, utilising the best that Marvel Legends currently has available to them with the digital tech, completely pinless joints with lots of articulation. It's what we want to see. So let's waste no time and take a closer look at these individually, and let's start off with Sweet Christmas. Starting as we do at the head sculpt with the neutral expression. He has his trademark goatee, of course he does, but it has got the digital face printing tech there, but of course he is bold, so not a lot of other details all the way around the figure, but still the head itself is on a dumbbell joint, so you can look up, look down, rotate, swivel, tilt, all of that good stuff. But yeah, I do really like this neutral expression. But we also have an angry expression, and you don't want to get Luke Cage mad, so I do like the sort of open mouth here with the teeth on show. You can even see his tongue back there as well. The eyebrows are now raised, there's more wrinkles in his face, so yeah, a lot more expressive for a fighting display or a pose. Really do like that, but again, it's the same all the way around. So yeah, really nice. You have your options. So you have the stoic neutral expression or your angry fighting Luke Cage head. Both of them look great. Continuing to look at Luke Cage, his character design is very simple, as it is just a guy in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, but that makes sense. Luke Cage doesn't need any gimmicks. So he's got a round collar, and then the t-shirt is rolled up on the shoulder there, but the shoulders do go up to 90, really deep butterfly joint as well, forward and back. You got the bicep swivel and a really nice double jointed pinless elbow, which is what we want to see. So Luke Cage can be flexing on them, no problem at all. The previous Luke Cage had criticism for not having an ab crunch. This one does, hidden within the t-shirt, which is nice. So the crunch forward and a crunch back. I know some people do like the inverted ball joint, but this one does have the swivel at the waist still, no problem. So you can utilize that. I also like the detail on the belt, as it reads Cage Tiny little detail, but I do like it. That's done in sort of a chrome colour. Then you've got the black belt, and then you've got the texture of his jeans as well, going all the way down. You can see that line going down the side. Pinless, double jointed knees as well. And then you've just got the simple boots or shoes as well. So let me zoom out a little bit so we can see what range we get on this guy. So the legs will go out that much. As I said, double jointed pinless knees, no problem. Ankle pivot rocker, not hindered too much by the sort of rolled up jeans at the bottom there. But as I said, very simple character design, but it is absolutely our mind's eye of Luke Cage. Take a shot every time I say mind's eye. You might end up this video very drunk. But I'll tell you what else I like. The hands. Not only do we get a set of fisted hands, but he also has gold brass knuckles that read Luke and Cage. So if you get punched in the face by this guy, he is literally leaving his imprint on you. This is really cool. Like to see the detail here. Really clear to read as well in the sculpt. So Luke and then Cage. Love to see it. Yeah, so nice. And again, that is the set of fisted hands on the figure. But if you didn't want the fisted hands, you do get a set of open hands. Well, I lied a little bit, as there isn't a pair. They're actually two different hands. You get one sort of open palm and then one gripping hand as well. So I guess Luke Cage can hold something. But yeah, you get some options anyway. Here we have our Marvel Legends Luke Cage comparison. Now, technically there is one more, but I don't have the version that came in the Thunderbolt San Diego Comic-Con box set. But it is essentially the same as this one. This is the one from the Amazon exclusive Defenders box set. This one we got last year in the Mindless Build-A-Figure wave. This is more of a classic look for Luke Cage, of course, but this is also completely pinless as well. So yeah, this new one, as I said, is going to be my new favourite for Luke Cage. Absolutely, as it is sort of an upgrade to this version. So this one, again, proportionately is on the older body, so it's a little bit thicker. It's got the pins. Again, it's done well holding up for so long, but this new one definitely is going to take its place on the display. So let's get that one out of here. And then we have two solid representations of Luke Cage for our Marvel Legends collection, both representing different eras as well. I suppose in my head, this is going to be Power Man, and then this is Luke Cage. Next up, let's take a closer look at Danny Rand with the neutral expression head sculpt. Really happy to see the big collar again. It's been a long time in the Legends line since we have seen that, but it works really nicely. And then if you spin it around, you can see he has like the two strands coming off his bandana. I also like he has some hair sticking out the back of his bandana as well, because Danny Rand is a blonde. So yeah, really like that. But we also get the angry face expression, which is what we need for those fighting poses. Caught in motion, really like it. This head is also on a dumbbell joint as well, so he can bury the chin. He can look up a little bit, but his hair at the back there does hinder that. But you still got your swivel, your tilt, your rotation, all of that. So yeah, really like how it sits and cuts that silhouette within the actual collar. So you have two options for Danny Rand, just like Luke Cage. You have your neutral expression, or you have your angry expression. I also love the expression of the black on the bandana as well, like the eyes sort of angry looking. I really like it. I also like this exposed chest with the actual tattoo decal on Danny Rand. And also this gold sort of yellow piping goes all the way up the figure. It's actually sculpted on there from the bottom all the way up to the top. And again, just a quick mention on the collar, it's really sturdy, so it's going to hold its position. It's not going to flop and lose shape, so that's really nice. And if I spin it around, you can see the bandana just sort of hangs over it, so it's the perfect height for that. So yeah, that is actually sculpted like a solid piece of plastic. Really nice to see. But again, I really like this design for Danny Rand. Down to the waist, you've actually got this sash, which is a separate bit of plastic sculpted and then just sort of tightly put on there. It sort of hides where the waistcoat would have been. Remember, there's no waistcoat. The swivel is up top on this ball joint at the top of the inverted diaphragm. And to be fair, they've really utilized the character design here to hide the ab crunch in there, because the ab crunch is actually hidden within that design. So you can actually lean them forward like so, and it doesn't break up the design on the chest, which I like to see. So yeah, that's where you're going to get your swivel. You also get your crunch there. Really nice forward and back, like really good. Look at that, really good range on Danny Rand. The arms as well go up to 90, as you would expect. All green. It's sort of got quarter sleeves, so they're painted down to the forearms. The bicep swivel, but look at this butterfly joint. Look at that for range, like really good range forward and back. Really good back. So yeah, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and you got a hinge in all the hands. We've got lots of hands coming up, people. So yeah, really good range up top here for Danny Rand. Moving down to the legs, much of the same. You got 3/4 of green, but they do break it up very nicely and put the boot swivel in there as well. So the boot swivel is hidden within the design of the trousers. Obviously he's not wearing boots, he's wearing these little sandals, but you do have toe articulation as well for Danny Rand, which is cool to see. I know some people really like that. So yeah, toe articulation, ankle pivot and rocker, and then you've got a boot swivel even though he's not wearing boots. You've got the thigh cut up top. You have the drop down hips as well. So if I zoom in, hopefully you can see that. So yeah, the hip definitely seems to drop down a little bit so you can get his feet going all the way up, which is like perfect for Danny Rand's martial art. So the legs go up really far. They go out pretty far as well. You've got a thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, which we love to see as well. So you're going to be able to get this guy into some fighting poses so bloody easily. But yeah, great range. You've got the two sort of bandana sort of things coming off the sash, which are just a separate bit of plastic. But yeah, the range on this guy is going to be impressive. Some people that do ACBA and photography are going to love what this guy is capable of. This is what we've needed for a Danny Rand Iron Fist for a long time. We've had sort of skinnier, lean bodies, but this one still feels bulky, still feels strong, but you're going to get him in all those poses that you want to. Honestly, so good. Let's check out the hands. First up, a fisted set of hands, of course, as Danny Rand needs to be able to punch people. And while we've got these fisted hands on, I'll show you his effect pieces, which are these flame effects that we have seen in the Marvel Legends line before, that literally are just a translucent bit of orangey yellow plastic that sort of just cup over the fists. And this is where you get your Iron Fist power-ups. Really, really nicely done there. It just sort of goes over the fists and you get two of them so you can pose them up all charged up, powered up. Like to see it. We have seen this before, but I like that they've included it here as well, because honestly, people, this is the Iron Fist you're going to want in your collection. So yeah, two flame effects, but let's get back to the hands. So yeah, set of fisted hands, a set of martial arts chopping hands, or I say waving hands or saluting hands, however you want to do it. We've seen these before. They work really well. You get a pair of these sort of clenched martial arts hands, a little bit more expressive for posing. And finally, another set of sort of martial arts posing hands. If these have an official name, please tell me, where the two fingers are sort of together. Either way, they work really nice. So now we have 4 different sets of hands for posing options for display. I'll throw them all on the screen so you can see for yourself. And if you include the flames on the fist as well, I guess you get 5 options. So I like to see it. Here we have our Marvel Legends Iron Fist Danny Rand comparison. Now, technically, there is one more out there. It's a white version of this, but that came with an Odin Build-A-Figure leg. That was really hard to find back in the day. So these are my 3 Iron Fists in my collection, and I'm really glad that all of them represent a different costume or a different look for Iron Fist. So I'll find a way to place them all in the display somewhere. We got the topless version, the all green. This one came with like the translucent hands or forearms as well, which I like. So both of them were okay for their time, probably utilizing the best body available to us at that time as well, with the Pizza Spider-Man body, as it had probably the best range of articulation. However, times have changed and now we need an update, and this is the Iron Fist you need in your display. Just proportionately, it is a lot better. Not only is it pinless compared to the pins all over these figures, just proportionally is a lot broader and thicker, which Iron Fist should be. As he is a strong lad, these are a little bit too lean for my liking. Also, this has lots of interchangeable parts for posing options, 2 heads. Honestly, people, this is a massive upgrade, but the other 2 had their own for a little bit at least. But yeah, you don't need them anymore. You need the new Iron Fist. Get out of here. That's the one you want. So moving into comparisons, let's bring in the Defenders. So here we have Daredevil and Jewel, aka Jessica Jones, from that Defenders box set. Obviously, we have had an upgraded version of Daredevil on the newer body, but it's posed up so nice on my display, people. I really don't want to ruin that. So instead, you've stuck with this one, but we do need an upgrade of Jewel or even Jessica Jones in comic form, because remember, these 2 have a baby. You're going to realise during this comparison segment that a lot of the relevant characters are on a really nice display that I don't want to move. So I'll try and make do with what I have available. Here we have Daredevil and the new Elektra, the King and Queen, of course. Bow down. You might want to build some sort of new Avengers display. Now you have these 2, of course. So Peter Parker was wearing the black suit at the time. So there we have that. And we also have the West Coast Avengers version of Tigra, not the Who Crew version, of course, as she was also a part of that storyline. Again, more characters characters I have are on display, so I'm making do with what I have. But I do have the 20th anniversary Captain America and the Extremis Iron Man. For a sense of scale, here we have the new She-Hulk and then the Hulk from the Wolverine 2-pack. The Hood was definitely a big part of that new Avengers storyline, so I've pulled him out of storage. And then we also have the brand new Tombstone, just to give you a sense of scale, next to Luke Cage. And they're basically the same height. Tombstone's hair just making him that little bit taller. Has anyone seen his crowbar, by the way? And if you're looking for a more suave, suited and booted version of Luke Cage, I wanted to try it on this Tombstone body, as proportionately they're similar. But remember, Tombstone's head came attached to his neck, so he doesn't actually have a neck. I've put some blue tack under there. So if you made a custom sort of neck piece, it sort of works for a suited and booted Luke Cage. I like it. And then here we have a look at all of the Marvel Legends 85th anniversary figures I have reviewed on the channel so far, with the Hulkbuster, Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, Warbird, and the Superior Spider-Man. Full of reviews on the channel for all of them, and so far this summer line is looking so nice. Great figures. I have no doubts we're going to see some of these at the end of the year in the top 10, I promise you that. And of course it's July, so let's start getting hyped about Deadpool and Wolverine. Here we have the renewed Yorval Spider-Man, and then one street level character that I could not skip. It is of course Punisher, because if there is a character that is worthy of an upgrade, it is the Punisher. We need a new Frank Castle. Make it happen. Now I promised to throw this apology comparison into a future video, as I forgot to compare Rogue next to Warbird. Remember, that's how Rogue can fly. She absorbed Miss Marvel's powers. So here we have a couple of versions of Rogue on the table, although I don't think we have the accurate one just yet. That's the one we're going to get in the 2-pack with Destiny, that sort of Secret Wars version of Rogue. But here we have the Jim Lee version, and then a sort of more modern Avengers version. You could swap out that Jim Lee version. That wasn't the retro one, by the way. That one's on display. But here we have the sort of more recent X-Men 97 version as well. So there you have a couple of Rogues compared to Miss Marvel, but I don't think they're the right one just yet. And let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. So here we have Frogman, Tigra, and Broken Jocasta. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Iron Fist and Luke Cage 2-pack celebrating 85 years of Marvel. I, for one, think this is a great 2-pack. As I said at the start of the video, it's a 2-pack that makes sense. Two characters that need to go together, and they didn't skimp out on the accessories either. They gave us exactly what we needed, and they're utilizing the best that's currently available to us in the Marvel Legends line, with the pinless tech and the articulation. Honestly, very happy with these two. Instant upgrades for the collection, absolutely. So I'm happy with this. I'm curious what you think. So far this summer program has been hot. And we've still got a lot of the year to go. So I'm excited. You let me know what you think in the comments below, as always. And if you like Marvel Legends, then wow, I don't need to tell you, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all of the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews, and I will of course see you on the next one.